Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today what we're going to be doing is, if you can't tell from all these little postcards here, is we're going to be setting up for a couple new collections that I'm doing in my binder. There are a couple of collections that I'll be setting up for off camera, such as collections that I've already started or collections that are kind of ongoing, but I was very bad the other day and I went on a little bit of a buying spree and decided that I wanted to add a couple more people and groups to my collections. So I've already pre-written out everything that we need. I've got the binder pages here and ready to go. I'm just going to quickly show you how I personally set up my binder, and how I kind of get ready for things like new collections or just add new cards in general to my binder. So here I have my binder sheets already, my 9 pockets already set up and ready to go. I counted them out, and I think I picked out the right number. I think. And then I have everything that's pre-written out here. These ones are separated by album. So these are all for one person, and then these two are each for one person on their own. So the the groups that I am choosing to add to my collection is I'm adding Treasure, and for Treasure I'm collecting Asahi because he is the cutest. I swear to goodness. I love him. I can't even begin to explain why I love him, I just do. And then for these two up here, they are going to be for 2 members from the Boyz. One of which this is going to be for New, and this is going to be for Kevin. Now, the reason that I've decided to collect those two is New is the first one who stood out to me when I got into the Boyz. The second I saw him, I knew that okay, that he was going to be my favorite, and yeah, I can't lie, he kind of is my favorite, but after watching a ton of interviews and videos and performances, I really found that I ended up falling in love with Kevin in terms of the way that he acts and exists, and I just wanted to add him to my collection as well. So before we get started, I'm just going to really quickly show you how I make my little sheets. What I'll do is I'll take a regular post-it note, just any post-it note is fine. I mean, it can be covered in flowers, it can be I wouldn't suggest shaped ones, but just a regular post-it note is fine. And then what I'll do is I will cut it in half, put those one on top of the other, and then cut that in half again. And that's what I'll write on my little tabs with. So I have a handful of those over here. These are ones that are left over from when I was doing this, and as you can see, I ran out of my normal post-its, so I moved on to the orange colored ones. And that will probably bother me when we get to the end of Kevin's, because the end of Kevin's has a couple of orange post-its in there. But for right now, we're just not going to worry about that. It's fine. And also, this is optional. I have my iPad here because it's just going to be easier for me to kind of visualize what I'm doing when I put these away. But you can use your phone, you can use your computer, you can, I don't, I don't know, you can do it however you want. This is just how I set up my binder. So let's get into it. First thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to move the iPad aside here so we can open up the binder. I'm going to put the sheets on here too. And I think everything just fell. You don't need to know. Everything just fell. It's fine. I think what I am going to do is, I'm still getting a new sleeve for this. And I have sleeves on the way, and I have 4 pockets on the way for these photo cards. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them after my Super M/10 collection, which is currently in a state of haphazard affair. So it's going to go right here before everything else. It's kind of miscellaneous. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw all of these binder sheets, or 9 pockets, sorry, into here. And get started. So I haven't decided who I'm going to set up first. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the Boyz first. because I think that one is the least amount of hassle. Whereas with Asahi for Treasure, I don't really know how I want to set him up yet. So these 4 stacks, we're just gonna can't talk. Put those aside, and then I will grab New and Kevin's sets, and also move my binder over here. Everything's a mess if you can't tell. And we'll start here. So I'm gonna put in, oh goodness. Instinct tells me that I should do it in alphabetical order, and I should do Kevin first and then New. But technically, New's name is chanhee, so he technically comes before Kevin, so we're just gonna do it that way. So let me pull up my, sorry, my cat is having a bad day. So she is meowing her little head off. So let's start by pulling up my list for New. Hey! Shush! Shush, silly kitty. And I have, you can see here, everything that is on this list, if it's faded, it is in transit. And if it's not faded, those are the 5 cards that I still need. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by setting this up. I've decided I'm gonna just do it like A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. So we'll do the chase version on top. And I just kind of stick them in here as little placeholders until I get the cards that I'm waiting on. So in regards to these cards, the way that I did it was probably not the preferred method of collecting. I went through Mercari Japan, and I found them on Buy. And for Kevin, I would say that was a great deal because I found a huge set of his cards for a very affordable price. But with the New, not so much. I mean, I did find most of his cards on Buy anyway. And that's where I did get most of them. But when it came down to it, after I realized where I was looking and how much the costs were on Mercari Japan, I feel like the cards of his that I've come across on Instagram, or not so much Mercari US, because I feel like he's hard to find in general. But I feel like he was more affordable on US-based sites, at least. So that's my first page done. For this page, I'm going to do the tickets and lenticulars, because those are the 2 that I am collecting. I'm not collecting the postcards, I'm not collecting the album. I don't remember what they're called. The album inclusions, the album stand, I don't know what they're called, I'm sorry. So I'm going to include the lenticulars and the tickets, and so I'm just going to use these white sheets that I've also cut down from 8.5 by 11s. And the way I like to do it, I just like to stagger them, just because I think putting it like 2, 2, 2, and then this whole section being white just feels a little too unbalanced to me. So I like to stagger them. And then we'll do the ticket first. Put those aside. I'm trying to stand while doing this because the cat, who is very mad at me, has taken over my chair. But it's a little more difficult standing than it is sitting. On the plus side, I can see what's happening in the camera, which I can't do when I'm sitting. So we're doing the ticket, then the lenticular, ticket, lenticular, ticket, lenticular. Try saying that 5 times fast. So yeah, I told myself I was just going to do 1 member of the Boyz. That was my goal, at least. And then the initial thought process was, even though he wasn't my alt, was to collect Kevin, because I really did just absolutely fall in love with him when watching, like, interviews and performances and everything like that. But then once I started collecting Kevin, I was like, I can't do this to my favorite. So that's the ticket and lenticular page. And then this last page, I just realized I pulled out extra pages because I had pulled out 5 for each of them and I really only needed 3. But this last page here is going to be for the benefits. So what I'm doing is I'm collecting their with dramas. I'll do the with dramas here. And then I'm collecting their make stars, which I'll do right here. And then the 2 MNT cards, and then I needed 1 more. And I really think the Beat Road looks really cute, so I went for the Beat Road. I'm not sure, because I haven't found News Beat Road yet. I'm not sure if that's the same one I'll collect for him. But I did for Kevin, and that's the one I'm definitely doing for him. Also because I think his Beat Road's really cute. I did initially want to collect more of them, but then looking at the other ones, like the Apple Music ones, I don't like Kevin's. I really like News. I love his Halloween costume. I think it's so cute. I don't like Kevin's though. I'm sorry, Kevin. And then the other ones, like the, what is it, the Everlines, and I cannot for the life of me remember what the other ones are. There's like Korea Music, Everline, I don't remember, but those other ones, I didn't want to collect more than 1 page of benefits, so I figured I'd start here, and if for some reason I do decide, because there's still 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, I think, other ones, 9 if you don't include the Apple postcard. Actually 8, I think, if you don't include the 2 postcards that they have. So I might end up possibly collecting more of their benefits, but at this time it's just not it for me. So that's news section done. And then we're gonna go into Kevin's section. We're just gonna do the exact same thing, just kind of set it up. ABC. Probably should fast forward this part. I turned off my notifications. Why are you giving me notifications, Instagram? But, yeah. I should fast forward this part. I probably am not going to. Did I double write Steeler? I did. Okay, well, that's a shame. And one less post-it note I actually need to worry about. Sorry if this is a little awkward or boring, I guess. I was trying to think of a couple of videos that I can do to film until I get the albums that I'm waiting on to show up in the mail, because this cat is going crazy. Because I have an order coming from K-Town for You. I have an order coming from MMT. And then an order coming from Sub K. And they're all for different artists. And I've ordered all of those like over a week ago, and nothing has shipped yet. Which is very frustrating, especially with the K-Towns, because I know that they've had a lot of drama lately. And I'm not going to speak on the drama here, mostly because it's not my place. I wasn't anyone who went in and did a group order in regards to purchases. I did participate in one for the Empathy reprint, but I didn't actually go in and do any purchasing on my own. Had I did purchasing on my own for those out-of-print albums, I would be a lot angrier. I still have this on new, I'm sorry. That's the wrong direction. Where's my Kevin one? I actually just completed his collection today. I found his last one that I needed, which was his My Music Taste, his first one. from a very, very nice individual who immediately said that I could get it off of her, which was very, very nice. Anyway, back to the K-Town drama. Yeah, I think it would have been a much different story had I been someone who had purchased the albums off of there. However, I only joined one group order, deciding that I was going to end up getting them once they were back in stock, instead of waiting for the pre-orders to kind of go through. And on the one hand, I'm glad that I did that, because obviously they're having, you know, some drama. And then on the other hand, I'm just annoyed with them in general for getting a lot of people's hopes up and taking a lot of people's money, but having not even contacted SM in the first place in regards to that. I think that's just really, I don't want to call it shitty behavior, but it's kind of shitty behavior. I think it makes your company look terrible. Like, if you were in talks with SM about, you know, possibly doing a reorder, that's one thing. But to put them up on your page and to not even actually have anything done, like not even be in actual full talks about getting it done, I think that's a whole other story. And I said I wasn't going to talk about it, and yet I just did. So, anyway, that's Kevin's section done. Moving on, I am going to set up for Asahi from Treasure. And my cat has relinquished my chair so I can sit down. Yay! And I'm stuck. Hold on. Loud noise. There we go. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, this is the one where I'm not entirely certain on how I'm gonna set it up. My thought process is to do concept, selfie, concept, selfie, like so. We'll just pull them out, because I have chapter 1 just right here at the top. Concept, selfie. And then the first edition card. And I think I'll do that on the center. And then everything for K-Town, I think I will save for its own page. Mostly because there are 2 K-Town for You's pre-order benefits for their album. Stop it, please. Hush. And then I think that once, I don't remember where I just left off. Okay, anyway. So I think that's how I'll set up these, and then I'll put all the K-Town for You's on one page. My cat escaped the room, so I had to go and track her down, because she is currently being punished. not being punished, but she is not allowed in the rest of the house right now because she hissed at one of the dogs. So that's her fault. So that's my chapter 1 setup, and then I'll do the same for chapter 2 and chapter 3. And I'll just put the K-Towns aside. And I don't know, I'll probably end up hating this and wanting to do it some other way entirely. I'm not sure yet. But I have most of the K-Towns on the way. I mean, I have most of Asahi's entire collection on the way, except for his new stuff. Well, Treasure's new stuff. Because of the fact that, like I said, I'm waiting for my albums to arrive. But when they do, I'm very excited to see who I get. I'll do an unboxing on here, and then I'll put trades up on my Instagram if anyone is interested. I'm out of breath. Had to run up the steps to get the cat, so I'm very out of breath right now. Sorry. And then those are the K-Towns, so I'll put those aside. And then move on to chapter 3. Oh, thank you, iPad. So, Really, I don't need this open for reference because I wrote all of the information out before starting this. But it's kind of nice also, as I'm putting these away, to see where I'm at in the collection and what I still need. I had found this card and this card and that card on Mercari Japan, and I had set it up to purchase it, and that got canceled on me. And then I found this card again, and that got canceled on me as well. So at this point, I don't know when I'm going to get the rest of these cards to complete Asahi's collection. I was hoping to not necessarily have it done by the time that their full-length album came out, because I'd only just started it at this point, at that point, well, like a week before. But that didn't happen. Anyway, moving on, I'm going to put these two K-Towns over here. And then this is for the full-length album. So we're just going to do, I think, concept selfie, concepts. We have what? 2 concepts, 2 selfies, and an AR. Okay. Oh, because I could fit this all perfectly on one page. Might do, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. So putting the K-Town for you, putting the treasure, wow, I can't talk. Treasure effect, which I don't have any of. I don't know why I'm trying to pull it up. Ignore my thought process or lack thereof, but here's the treasure effect template. I'm collecting his selfie and his concept cards, the AR card, and the pre-orders. I'm not really focusing on the rest of the stuff. Like, if I get it, that's great. If I don't get it, that's also fine. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up so we're going to do chapter 1 right up here on its own, because that's the only K-Town for you they had for chapter 1. And then we'll do chapter 2 for their K-Towns. And then chapter 3 for their K-Towns. This video is a lot longer than I was intending it to be. But when I initially was working on the idea for it, I was just going to do setting up for treasure. And then I figured that my Boyz collection is pretty straightforward, because I'm only collecting Chase Forward at this time. That I could just go ahead and do it that way. So for this, I'm going to do concept selfie, concept selfie, concept selfie. And then looking at this, I'm going to have literally one photo of him with black hair, and everything else is white hair, so that's going to be fun. Wheezy, please. Please, Wheezy. So concept selfie, concept selfie, concept selfie, like so. I feel like I'm repeating the same thing over and over. I'm very great content today. And then we'll do the AR up here. And then the 2 K-Town for yous, we'll do those here and here. So that'll be a full page just for their Treasure Effect album. So let's flip back right through and see how I set this up. And I do have 4 extra pages that I don't need. So we'll go ahead and pull those out here. And I'll put those back in the binder later on after this, because I do keep all my extra pages here in the back of the binder just because I didn't want to keep the box when I had enough room for pages in the binder itself. So this is for the boys. This is news page. It is the Chase, Stealer, and Trick A, B, and C cards. And then this is the ticket and ticket and lenticular cards. And then the pre-order benefits page. Same thing with Kevin, ABC for Chase, Stealer, and Trick, Ticket and Lenticular for all three, and then pre-order benefits. And then at some point I will get dividers in here, I just don't know when. But this will be for Treasure for Asahi, and this is chapter 1 page. I do have to get fillers for this, I just ran out. Chapter 2 page, chapter 3 page, and then this is the K-Towns, so chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. And then last but not least, this will be for Treasure Effect, if I ever get those albums in the mail. I'm waiting so patiently for them. Anyway, that is all I have for you today. If you have any questions on how I set up my binder, or any questions about who I collect, or anything like that, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. All that general YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, hit the bell, I don't know. You guys do what you want to do. If you're interested in seeing more of my content, I'm happy to provide. If not, that's okay too. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, evening, wherever, whenever you are. Alright, thank you. Bye-bye.